All right, so we are going to be doing a little bit budget, like I said, and I'm going to basically be getting ready for the holiday season and budgeting out my gifts that I need to buy for all of my friends and family, stuff like that. So my budget has been a little all over the place this year. I have recently, the past few months, gone back to using exclusively my credit cards instead of debit card. For some time, I have been actually using my debit card a lot more just to kind of make sure that I'm actually like utilizing the money I have and not overspending. So recently I got to the point where I'm like, you know, I'm doing okay as far as my spending, and I really need to be utilizing the credit card points and cash back that I could be getting, and it's just a little bit better of an investment. So I have been going back to my credit cards. I have two of them. I do have a travel card, and then I have one that's, good for cash back. So I've been going between the two, and I've noticed that it's a little bit more difficult to figure out what money I have when I'm spending just on the credit cards instead of my actual money, because the money doesn't change until in my checking account, where I usually look at how much I have. It's not going to change until I like pay off the credit cards or something like that. So it's been a little bit more difficult to budget and just make sure I'm conscious that I have the money that I'm spending. So I thought it would be a good time to look at the budget again and obviously allocate money towards gifts that I will need to be buying in the next few months as well. So that is what we're doing today. I'm going to screen share with you so you can see what I'm doing here. And let me see if I remember how to do that, because I don't think I do. And we are recording. So I'll pop in kind of like half and half or something, snip myself up here. And this is my bi-weekly budget. I created this back in February. So I really haven't taken a look at it too much. I'm gonna do save a copy. And I'm gonna name this one Holidays on the end, so we can save that. So this is gonna be additionally adding on to a budget for the holidays. So I'm gonna create kind of another thing underneath this goal section. I'm going to add a cell. Sorry. We are going to allocate money for this. So I actually went ahead and looked at all of my people that I'm going to be buying gifts for and kind of allocating some sort of budget towards it. I'll pop it on screen here for you guys to see how I came up with each of these numbers. And some of them, like for example, my sister, we have a set budget for each other that we had talked about previously, and that's $100 for Christmas. So that's kind of as high as we want to go for Christmas with each other, and that's what we're comfortable with spending. So something like that we've already talked about. Other people that I have on the list is kind of just, over the past few years, this is about how much we have been spending on each other, and it seems to work perfectly fine just as is. So these are kind of estimates on what we're gonna do. Nothing's like obviously set in stone, but this is a good, way to set a pinpoint on what I think it's gonna cost. So that helps a little bit with planning a budget. So let me get my calculator out because I cannot do this in my head. So like I have it popped up on the screen for you, I have $100 for another person. I do $150. And some of these numbers do change because it's not just for Christmas, but I do have a few people who have birthdays coming up also on this list. So I like to, add in, amount for two gifts that I would probably spend on them So it's kind of an estimate on that as well, 20 for the last. So I'm looking at about $635 all inclusive for gifts on this. So that's what I'm going to put in this column over here, 635. And that's a rough estimate on kind of the total. So obviously I have this broken down for bi-weekly. We're just putting that as a holder in for now. If we look at how many paychecks I'm going to have by the end of the year or by Christmas, we have, I'm filming this actually like mid-September, so I'll have one more paycheck in September, 2 in October, 2 in November, and then probably 1 in December before Christmas. So that's gonna be 6 paychecks. So I'm gonna divide this number by 6 to get 105.83. I'm just gonna round that up to 106. So I'm gonna put 106 in here. So every paycheck I should be saving $106 to put away for Christmas. You know, if I thought about this, ahead of time, I probably would have budgeted a little bit better so it's not quite as expensive, but I didn't really think about it until now. So that budget has gone up quite a bit. And as you see, my paychecks right now are $1,600 roughly. And this is my first paycheck, which usually has more money going towards my student loans in the first paycheck. So a lot of my savings don't come out in this one yet. My utilities always come out on the first. Student loans come out on the first as well. And what else do I have? That's pretty much it for like other things. Car insurance, I'll just put that into a separate account and save it for when I pay every 6 months. But I usually do try to do that like at the beginning to get it out of the way. So groceries really hasn't changed, $150 per 2 weeks. So I try to spend about $75 per week on groceries. It's getting a little bit harder to do that with inflation, so that might have to change in the next year, but hopefully I'm going to try to stick with that. Obviously with the Trader Joe's, I went a little over budget on that, so the next week we'll probably spend a little bit less. Looking at my gas, it's still at 80, and that seems pretty right on point. I fill up my tank once a week because I have a long commute, and it's about $40 per fill up. So $80 is right on point. And we allocated 106 per paycheck to put away for gifts. And all of my student loans typically come out on my first paycheck, which is $910 right now. I am overpaying in order to pay off my debts faster, so that's why that number is so high. And then I only put $100 away in savings on the first paycheck. My Roth IRA, I don't put in any money until my second paycheck to kind of balance out the student loans. So that will be in the next one you'll see. And shopping, going out, fun, those are gonna have to go down a little bit because of the gifts. You see my overall budget here, total bi-weekly income is $1,675, and my expenses are supposed to be $1,675, but they're actually $1,685. Actually, this needs to be added to the total, so this needs to be updated. Oops, that's that one. This one needs to be added here. So now it's jumped up to $1,791. So that's what it's supposed to look like. So my other categories will have to go down a little bit. Going out, I usually register that as drinks and food. Fun is like what I describe fun as, kind of like ticketed events. I really don't buy too many ticketed events. I actually have a concert coming up. And then I'm going to spend money on Halloween Horror Nights, so that will be literally the only ticket events I will probably have to purchase. I don't think I can buy anything else. So I'm going to bring this down to 20. Halloween Horror Nights will just have to go on to something because I can't pass that up. So other things will have to change. My shopping is gonna have to go down quite a bit. I will definitely put down, I will be eating in a lot more. We're gonna bring that down to 50. I'm gonna bring that down to 75. That did change, okay. So I'm still a little high right there. This is the only thing that can really change. The rest of these are fixed expenses. So I'm just gonna have to be a little bit more proactive in saving my money. So we'll bring that down. I guess I could go back up to 60. So that's relatively close to what I'll be spending. So this is my first paycheck of the month. Is kind of what I'll be doing. $106 per paycheck. My shopping, going out, fun category, which I call lifestyle, is drastically going to be reduced. So we'll see how well that goes. I don't know, but I'll have to do an update video. My next one, this is the second bi-weekly paycheck that I get. It's the same exact amount, but my expenses are a little bit different. I allocate money for health insurance on this one. Grocery and gas are exactly the same. My utilities, I obviously paid at the first of the month, so I don't have to worry about that. My savings, I save a lot more on this time around. So that's how I get my $500 savings, which I am trying to do so badly, but it is a work. Let's move this here. That needs to be deleted. And this should be gifts. And again, this is gonna be $106. And we need to update this to include that number now. And my Roth IRA, as you see, is $500. That comes out at the second paycheck. So again, these categories are gonna have to go down. So I'll do 20 again. 50, gotta be eaten in a little bit more. Let's see if we bring that down to 75. Actually, I could go a little bit higher. 80? That sounds about right. Okay. So my lifestyle category, again, is going down to allocate for the $106 that I need to save for gifts. So again, this is just because I want to be proactive. I feel like I'm always at November, December, spending so much money that I just don't, have money saved away just for that. It's usually just coming out of my savings account or just out of my checking account, and I literally don't spend any money on anything else those last 2 months. So this is just a way to be proactive about me thinking about how much I need to be spending and saving. So that is kind of what I wanted to go through and just see what I need to be doing. And I realize I do spend quite a bit on gifts. So good to know, good to figure out, and good to think ahead of time. So I think that is it for the budget. Let me close out of this. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different. Best to do it now than to be like last minute trying to find all this money that I obviously don't have. So trying to be a little proactive this year and figure that out. So I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Click that little bell notification so you're notified every time I post a brand new video. Also, if you did enjoy the video, please smash that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!